Welcome again, everybody, to another edition of the MVC Baseball First Pitch, presented by Rawlings, joined again by, as always, our MVC Baseball correspondent, Shane Dennis. Shane, how's it going this week?
Doing good.
All right, let's jump right into things. And first of all, let's start with our Valley Baseball Pitcher of the Week. Wichita State now sitting in first place. Big thanks to Cale Elam.
Yeah, he did a great job this weekend, set the tone on the Friday game, and actually, even though it was 4-0, it was 1-0 until very late in that game. Elam was in complete control. This is a guy, remember, it was the closer the last 2 years for Wichita State, 14 total saves in his freshman, sophomore years, but now in his last 3 starts, all in the league, only 3 earned runs, working on 16 scoreless innings in succession. Of course, the shutout against Bradley where he struck out a career-high 13. So Wichita State swept that series thanks in large part to Elam. He saved the bullpen over the next couple of days, which Wichita State would need to finish off Bradley. So Cale Elam certainly deserving of the Valley Pitcher of the Week.
Now, those Shockers this weekend coming up, series with Evansville coming into town. The Aces, still figuring things out on their end, but got to give them credit where they have some great pitching arms in their rotation.
Yeah, they do, and even though they're below 500, they're right there in the Valley at 5-4. They bring in a couple of guys. I think everybody in the Valley this year has at least 2 guys you got to worry about on the weekends, and Evansville's the same. They got Kyle Lloyd and Kyle Freeland. Lloyd's only got a 2.73 ERA, and Freeland a couple of complete games and an ERA of 3. So those are 2 guys you have to really look out for. Now, unfortunately for them, they've been skidding in the non-conference. They're way below 500 in the non-conference. But again, 5-4 in the league, come into Wichita with a chance to make a little more noise, get the Wichita State part out of the way. If they can somehow manage to win a couple in the series, and we've talked about this on First Pitch the last 2 weeks, every team has a situation coming up where if they can just steal a couple, they can get back into the race because the ones at the top in each of the last 2 weeks have come back to the pack a little bit. That's what Wichita State has to guard against because now they're at the top of the heap.
All right. We talked about the pitcher of the week. Our player of the week comes from Indiana State, Robby. Wow, what a great performance he has as the Sycamores go ahead and they sweep Creighton in their weekend series. And
again, they bring them back to the pack. Creighton losing all 3. Now they're 5-4. It happened 2 weeks ago when Illinois State took 2 out of 3 from Missouri State. But Robby Ort was just on fire, and you knew he wouldn't just middle around in the mid-200s with his batting average all season. He's way too good for that. He had 9 hits and 15 at-bats, a home run, and now you look at Indiana State, not only with them and Devin Moore and Sean Mania, the 2 guys we've talked about a couple of times here on First Pitch, but they've got the tough part, the perceived tough part of the Valley schedule out of the way. Like Wichita State, Missouri State, and now Creighton, and they've kind of come out okay, especially with that sweep against Creighton in Terre Haute. So now you go against the middle of the pack and below from here on out, and I'd say they passed that test with flying colors. Now they get to sit back and watch Wichita State, Missouri State, and Creighton beat up on one another. Now that they're done with them, they got to feel pretty good about it.
All right, there you have it, folks. That's our friend Shane Dennis. Shane, thank you very much for joining us again on another edition of the First Pitch presented by Rawlings.
See you next week.
All right.
Dreams are forged. Will is challenged. Teams are united. Bats are tested. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Baseball Tournament, May 21st through 25th at Duffy Bass Field in Normal, Illinois. Presented by the Pentagraph and WJDC Radio. For tickets and more information, call 309-438-8000 or visit GoRedbirds.com.